Shane Gillis made Nikki Glazer regret denouncing him. Let's play this. Big up Apologia Comedia, one of my favorite channels on here. They do great stuff. I fucking love them. Big up Apologia Comedia. Shane Gillis made Nikki Glazer regret denouncing him. Let's fucking go.
Glazer did Howard Stern and talked about how I should be fired.
Should Shane Gillis have been fired from Saturday Night Live?
Yeah. I was uncomfortable watching what he said.
And then the next time I saw her, she was like, have you gotten help?
And he did the roast.
He killed it.
And I gave him a joke right before. The joke I gave him, I gave it to him right before.
What was the joke?
He went on. I don't want to say.
All right, Puerto Rico.
It was an insult personally at one was Nikki
Glazer
right
the whore?
Was that?
Stop, Mark.
No, I wouldn't trash Nikki. I love Nikki.
I like Nikki too.
Nikki has such a bad eating disorder, the industry keeps shoving her down our throat.
What are you laughing at?
Oh, really? I didn't know that. That's brutal. Big up fucking Shane. That's fucking brilliant. Big up Shane. Passing Tony Hinchcliffe a joke about Nikki Glazer because he's still wanting to get the fucking stab in there for her throwing him under the bus. I love it. Big up fucking Shane.
God. What are you laughing at, Shane?
Nothing. Keep talking to her. I like to watch the faces of people around her when she's going.
And what do you see in those faces, Shane? What do you observe and what makes you giggle?
I see people's souls leaving their bodies.
Shane Gillis is one of the biggest comedians on the planet, but back in 2019, right after he got fired from SNL, no one could have predicted he'd be selling out arenas. At the time, he was one of the most talked about people in America, trending #1 on Twitter for days. Everyone had an opinion about whether or not he deserved to be fired. And for a lot of people, it felt like they were more eager to toss Shane under the bus than to speak honestly.
Look at W. Camus Bell. As a comic who also quote unquote pushes boundaries, LOL at Camus Bell thinking he pushes boundaries, bro. Fuck off. The only thing you're pushing is that fucking let me say that. Part of the deal getting pushback. If you don't want pushback, then don't push boundaries. Also, the boundaries of jokes on native Chinese people speaking English were already pushed by comics when TVs only came in black and white. Doesn't matter, I can still make the joke, W. Camus Bell. Stop thinking stupid. Stop being fucking stupid.
Honestly, just to virtue signal and keep pace with the
Simulu. Oh, this is that guy, that actor, right? That everyone hates. It wasn't funny then. I'm sure it's not funny today. This word has been used to dehumanize my people for 150 years. You don't get to use it to name legit comedy. Like the other members of my community, I'm eagerly waiting. Okay. Tagging NBC is crazy fucking narky, bro. Tagging NBC SNL is crazy narky, crazy snitchy, but you know, I guess you gotta do what you gotta do.
The time woke virtue signaling mob. While most of the backlash came from Twitter and non-comedians, Nikki Glazer took it a step further. She went on Howard Stern and said Shane deserved to be fired and that his comments made her feel uncomfortable.
Should Shane Gillis have been fired from Saturday Night Live?
Yeah.
He should have been.
I mean,
I don't even know what he said, but
it just wasn't. I mean, if I was caught saying those things, I would expect
to be.
Oof, Nikki Glazer's voice is tough, isn't it? Bless her, she fucking killed her on that roast. But that voice is tough, innit? Yeah, I mean, what's that accent from? If I would say those things, where is that an accent? Where's she from? That accent is tough. That voice is something, innit? God damn it, you gotta really love her.
That I would not be on SNL.
I see. All right, that's good. I like to hear from comedians.
Yeah. I know that's not the popular thing to say in the comedy community, but I was uncomfortable watching what he said.
All right.
And yeah.
It felt like she was saying what she thought the politically correct crowd wanted her to say, which is wild because Nikki's a comedian who says some genuinely vile, raunchy stuff on stage.
Like, you look like a black guy that got made by a printer running out of ink.
She's okay with those kind of jokes, but this made her uncomfortable. A bit that actually poked fun at the dumb people from the time who would actually say something like that.
I wonder how that started. They just built one up-looking building and people were like...
Ucha, that's brilliant. She has the voice of a woman who clearly prefers anal more than regular sex. Yeah, 100%. 100%. She's definitely on the freakier side anyway. She's admitted it on pods, but I don't know what that voice... It's almost like her voice is never broken, or... I don't know, it's just a strange voice. It's like, I don't even know what that is. I don't know, it's just wild, bro. Wild voice. Like, I'm just thinking about talking to her day to day, what that must sound like. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot.
All right, no one said anything.
Let
Let's
the fucking live there, huh?
Well, they built these like huge Shanghai house. The first one must have infuriated everyone. They were like,
I'm pissed
what
now.
the
I'm like, what are you guys doing here? Get these ducks out of that window.
In older episodes of Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast, Shane mentioned that he's aware of all the comedians who trashed him while he was getting canceled. He never dropped names on the show, but I found a clip from shortly after on Ari's Skeptic Tank podcast, where Shane admits he was pretty upset that Nikki was one of them.
Nikki Glazer did Howard Stern and talked about how I should be fired. And then the next time I saw her, she was like, have you gotten help? Are you going to get help? Like, and I was like,
help with
who
what?
are these people? Like
therapy?
She was like, it's like PT, like, yeah. It's like, I was like, weren't you just on Howard Stern saying I deserve to be fired?
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a crazy word. I delete that part. I shouldn't have said her name, whatever.
Years later, after Shane's comeback was well underway, Burt Kreischer invited him to join the Fully Loaded tour, where Nikki just so happened to be part of the lineup. So when they did a bus cast together, Shane took the opportunity to troll her ruthlessly.
Do you think about all the money? Do you think about the people not getting to see you and how you're going to have to come back here at some point? And the wasted day. Like, for me, it wasn't a wasted day, though. I feel like even if we don't get to do a show tonight, I had so much fun today. And
that slide.
It's nice that we get this hang, because I was kind of getting sad because we have to leave at midnight tonight as opposed to having a long hang afterwards. What are you laughing at? God, what are you laughing at, Shane?
Nothing. Keep talking.
Every time I start talking a little too long, he starts laughing, and it makes me self-conscious. But I'm just saying that I'm glad that we have a hang now as opposed to a show.
I like to watch the faces of people around her when she's going.
And what do you see in those faces, Shane? What do you observe, and what makes you giggle?
I see people's souls leaving their bodies.
That's brutal. But you could tell no one was listening to what she was saying, though. You could actually tell from that little clip, no one was actually paying attention to what she was saying. She sounded like, you know, that person when you get really high or get really drunk and they start like saying how much they love you and they're so happy you guys are friends and so happy you met. It's like, bruh, please relax, man. It's a Wednesday night. Like, chill. It's not that deep. I just bought you a shot. You know what I mean? Like, relax.
I do this for a living, Shane. It's really insulting.
I'm sorry. I'm fucking.
It's hilarious how Shane just stares at Mark Norman during the whole thing. You can see the disdain radiating off of him. And honestly, you can't blame him. Nikki's not funny. She's just the only person in her demographic who can speak publicly without crumbling. She's not a comedian. She's a raunchy public speaker. She tries to pull rank by saying, I do this for a living. Like that means something. To Shane Gillis, a guy who co-hosts one of the most successful podcasts on the planet. In an attempt to ease the tension, or maybe just her own guilt, Nikki admits she was wrong for calling Shane out on Stern. She says she even apologized to him on Instagram before joining the Fully Loaded tour.
You know what? One thing about this trip that I've actually really loved is that I love this guy now. And I think that
Oh my, of course you do, because he's now rich and famous, isn't it? I don't know about you guys, but like, I don't really have, that's the thing. I don't think I'm petty enough. I kind of wish I was, but I'm not. I don't really care as much as I probably would hope I would do. But there's a part of me that kind of longs for that kind of get back, you know? You know, the people that left you unseen, the ones who didn't reply to your messages, the ones who didn't maybe reach out, whatever, right? You kind of want to get back when you're up, but I don't really think about it, you know? You kind of just move on, you know? Whatever. But it must feel good, though. If you are petty, it must feel good if you do have a long memory when you do get up, when you are on your, you know, when you're on the fucking upswing, when your fortunes have changed, to remind those people who doubted you, who kind of cast you aside, who counted you out, hey motherfucker, what now? You know, it must feel good. I couldn't do it because I generally don't think I have the ability to be that petty, or I don't really like, I do this weird like deleting thing in my brain. I don't really, I mean, I don't, whatever, I just move on really quickly. But I think I miss out on that feeling, because it must feel good if you're Shane. Like, you, that grin, the grin inside must be so good when you're Shane, you know? You get fired from SNL. Everyone camps you out. Then you come back in the biggest way possible. Since then, I think he's appeared on SNL like 4 times, maybe 2 times, I don't know. Like, you're on fire. Shows come on Netflix. Selling out tours. Dating fucking TikTok girls. Do you know what I mean? Like, Patreon booming. Like, it must feel so good to be like, yeah, of course you want to be my friend now, Nikki Glazer. Of course you want to be my friend.
I didn't know him before.
Yeah.
And we weren't friends, and we started off on a bad foot. But and I was like scared to like even be on this.
We? What do you mean we? You mean you? We started off on a bad foot. You started off with me on a bad foot. I didn't say nothing to you. What's he talking about? We?
God damn it! Really?
Sorry.
Yeah, like just because I just don't want it to be tense. Not, but I
had some
would
levity
have
to
been.
this
You know what I'm saying? I
conversation.
would have been. I wasn't actually, but
Why
I
did
would
you
have been.
start
I would
off on a
have
bad
avoided.
foot?
I would have probably turned down these dates if we hadn't made up on Instagram prior
Wait,
to getting offered.
I'm so confused. How did you make up on
This
Instagram?
took a turn.
You want to look at people's faces now, Shane?
Holy hell.
Can I get a beer, Shane? Why's everyone got sunglasses on?
It's easier.
he-
Face things.
Oh, okay. It's not awkward at all.
Fucking no. Nikki, man, at least make it funny, babes. At least make it funny, hun. You're the only girl on the tour bus. You can't. You gotta like, I don't know, like this is weird. She killed the vibe immediately. Everyone's leaving now to go to the kitchen, go get a drink. Nikki completely killed the vibe. Oh, she's feeling so guilty, so self-conscious.
Oh, I don't think Shane. I'm sorry I brought it up. We can totally not talk about it. Okay, good.
Who invited
What
Nikki?
happened?
I just was. I was on Stern and I.
Mark Norman's brutal, isn't it? Great timing, by the way.
Okay, good.
Who invited
What
Nikki?
happened?
Fine, Nikki.
I just was. I was on Stern and I said like stupid shit about commenting on his SNL thing. And I didn't expect to get asked about it, and I just said stuff. I don't even know what I said. I wouldn't even want to revisit. I was I'm embarrassed of what I said, and
Wait, I thought this is. You were on
and I
SNL,
didn't know
Shane?
him. What?
Yeah, I was
That's a
on
Mark
SNL.
Norman. No, okay. So that yeah, but
It's no big deal.
I think it's easier probably for Shane on the other side of this to go. Yeah.
Well, no, Nikki hit me up and sent me an apology explaining it, and I was like, great, that's all.
I got one of those.
That's all that matters.
So many people I've had like I'm right and they're wrong, and they don't know what like. You just get. Thanks, Mark.
The last one. Swear
They
to God.
get.
I mean, at least
You
hit
just-
it on the microphone if you're going to do it.
I put it in.
Oh.
You don't consider how you could maybe be wrong in the situation, and
Can
then
I
you go,
tell you when I
"Let
fight
me
with
just do
Leanne?
an experiment where, what if I was wrong? What would that look like?" And then you go, "Oh, it kind of sucked. What, are you doing it again?"
It's good.
Can you
I feel
not
like
film me farting, by the way?
fighting
I
with
can't
a-
have that on camera.
She comes off as completely disingenuous, saying she loves Shane now. But let's be honest, I don't think she would have apologized if it weren't for the tour. She knew Shane was the bigger draw, and if it came down to her or him, Bert was going to pick Shane. You can see it in Shane's face. He absolutely despises her, and the apology somehow makes it worse. She's admitting she denounced him on Stern without even believing what she said. Because that's who Nikki is. She doesn't stand for anything. She just mirrors whatever the culture wants her to say in the moment to
Damn, Apologia Comedia fucking hates Nikki, innit? Apologia Comedia, Nikki is like comedy enforcement and fucking Kalila. I think I need to have a female comedian I hate, innit? I think that's the key to success in the stand-up comedy world. You gotta have one female comedian you hate. Fucking hell, he's going in on her, innit? He fucking hates her.
save her own skin. It all feels even more disingenuous when you fast forward a few years. In her new special, it really seems like she's throwing shade at Shane again, like the apology was just strategic, a temporary truce so she could do the fully loaded tour.
That's what comedians do a lot of times. They'll like caveat a joke that they're scared to tell because they don't want to get canceled. So they'll be like, but I can do this because But comedians are scared of getting canceled, you know? So they have to do these caveats. They either say, it happened to me, or they say, my family has this. And then they throw their relative under the bus just to make their joke. You've seen this before.
To me, it's pretty obvious she was talking about Shane's SNL monologue. She was probably jealous of him for getting to do SNL.
So I don't know if you guys, if you can tell by looking at me, but I do have family members with Down syndrome. It almost got me. I dodged it, but it nicked me. It nicked me.
I don't know if Shane's ever seen that part of her special, but
It's still such a good joke. Honestly, it's such a good joke. It's the face he pulls. Everyone immediately gets what he means. Honestly,
about Shane's SNL monologue. She was probably jealous of him for getting to do SNL.
So I don't know if you guys, if you can tell by looking at me, but I do have family members with Down syndrome. It almost got me. I dodged it, but it nicked me. It nicked me.
I don't know if Shane's ever seen that part of her special, but I do know he's not dumb. He's not the type to publicly cry about another comedian taking shots. Shane's the guy who sits in the shadows, keeps receipts, and waits for the perfect moment to strike. And one thing I'm sure he picked up on, Nikki is deeply self-conscious. He had to know because on that Stern episode where she throws him under the bus, she also admits that it really gets to her when comedians make fun of her looks.
People keep saying, why do the jokes upset you, Nikki? They're just jokes. It's a roast. Like,
Right.
Because when they do a joke about me not being funny, no one laughs because I just got up and killed. It doesn't work.
Right.
They know I'm funny.
So they pick on your looks.
But when they say that I look like Owen Wilson and the roof blows off the place, it's like, oh.
Holy shit. Holy shit. Owen Wilson. I can't unsee it now. Fucking hell. That is brutal.
Maybe I should look into some injections in my face so that people don't see that anymore. Like,
Are you so
that's when
affected? Are you so affected by these roasts that you're thinking of having plastic surgery?
Oh,
Because you're
yeah.
a beautiful girl.
Thank you,
You
but-
mean you really are?
Thanks, Howard. That means
but
a lot from
But you don't feel beautiful, right? Because
Some days I do. Most days.
because the roast is now you're starting to think.
Her ego couldn't take being called ugly. You know, it's like, no, I think I'm hot. She's like, no, most days I think. Her ego couldn't take that much self-deprecation. Let's not get too crazy now. She had to correct it. No, most days I feel good. Don't worry, I feel hot most days.
Think you look like Owen Wilson.
Yeah, I mean, that was a year and a half ago, and it haunts me every day.
There's nothing audiences resent more in a comedian than insecurity. Great comics know how to lean into self-deprecation. They understand it's all part of the game, but Nikki, she takes it personally. She feels it. And that's where things get interesting, because then came the roast of Tom Brady. Shane finally got his opportunity. Tony Hinchcliffe, who loves Shane, and for a good reason, was on the dais. Partly because Shane's Kill Tony episodes are some of the most popular in the show's history. Shane told the Protect Our Parks crew that when he heard Tony would be part of the roast, he gave him a joke meant for one of the comedians.
He did the roast.
He killed it.
And I gave him a joke right before. And this is how like in the pocket he was, because he like stood up from the table and was like, hello. And just started. I was like genuinely happy. I was like watching him fucking kill.
Yeah.
And then the joke I gave him, I gave it to him right before.
What was the
he
joke?
went on. I don't want to say.
All right, Puerto Rico.
It was an insult personally at one of the comedians.
Oh.
I was like, tell them mother.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh
So
wow.
then, yeah, it was,
I pretty much know already then.
But
Oh yeah, I know too. Nikki Glazer
right
was a
before
whore.
he
Was
shut
that
it down.
Up, Mark.
No,
Ruining
I wouldn't
everything.
trash Nikki. I love
I
Nikki.
like Nikki too.
Shane said the joke was aimed at one of the comedians on stage, so I went back to watch the roast and it was pretty obvious there's only one person Shane wanted to destroy. Shane's tight with Schultz, even gave him a roll on tires. Tom and Bert have both been on his podcast and are big fans of Shane. And right before Tony roasts Nikki, he looks over at where Shane's sitting and gives him a little nod and says this.
Nikki Glazer, what a performance tonight, am I right? Absolutely killer set. Nikki, who wrote that? Where was that your entire career? Nikki has such a bad eating disorder, the industry keeps shoving her down our throat. You might recognize her from her podcast appearances, specials, and winning the Triple Crown at Churchill Downs.
Out of all those jokes, if you know...
Fucking hell. I think that horse joke might have been the worst one. That might have been actually more insulting. I forgot about that one. Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. Comedians knowing what your insecurities are and doubling down on them is kind of brutal. I'm not going to lie. They know she has some sort of insecurity about her looks. Even though she looks like a beautiful lady, she still has this weird thing. They keep going at it. Like, fuck, man. Fuck.
know Shane, and considering Nikki admitted on Stern she's self-conscious about her looks, it had to be the horse face joke. I say that because I've watched every episode of Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast, and this clip stood out.
Not to derail this at all, but I just thought of the image of like horse girls in high school. Like, I wonder if Columbine had any horse girls.
Mm-hmm.
During the shooting, they're like,
you think they got spooked?
They're trying to fucking,
rear up.
I just realized what he means. He means those girls that pretend they're riding a horse, but they're not. But they jump over things. It's like, that's definitely an American thing, isn't it? Right? That has to be an American invention, isn't it? Those kids who pretend they're on horses, but they're just galloping themselves. Like, that has to be an American Caucasian thing, isn't it? That has to be. That can't be a European invention. That fucking fake horse thing, it has to be American. It has to be.
Oh, glad you shared that thought.
For fans of Shane, it's satisfying to see him go from being denounced by D-level comedians like Nikki to rising all the way to the top of the comedy world. And instead of stooping to their level publicly, he used his lizard brain to cut her in the most diabolical way possible. There's one more comedian I wanted to bring up who denounced Shane, Anthony Jeselnik. Unlike Nikki, who was kind of backed into a corner on Stern, Jeselnik went on his own podcast and dropped way harsher takes on Shane. I used to think Jeselnik was good, but after hearing what he said back in 2019, it's clear to me that he's not that great. He's just a pompous tool who thinks he's smarter than everyone else, and who also made one of the worst predictions in comedy history.
I don't think this is like a loss for comedy. I don't think this is a loss for anything. I think it might be a good thing in the long run, but people clearly hated him in Philadelphia, claimed he was a racist and a jerk, and I mean, this was ready to go. It wasn't like...
I don't think he said, no, I think Apologia Comedia, I think, is too much of a Shane Gillis fan. Matt and Shane might take a podcast fan. I don't think Jeselnik said, don't get me wrong, you can disagree with what Jeselnik said, but he didn't say anything bad. It's just his opinion, isn't it? And in general, he kind of obviously was proven wrong, but it's just his opinion at the time. And we know what Jeselnik's like when it comes to comedians who makes edgy jokes for the sake of making edgy jokes, you know? I don't think there's anything wrong here, personally. I think Apologia Comedia is being a little bit harsh on Anthony Jeselnik.
Like they searched his tweets. I don't understand what happens to this guy now. I know people who've been on SNL for 1 year and then they have great careers. I don't think this guy does anything. I don't know who rallies around him or supports him. I'm the edgiest, most offensive comic and maybe in the history of the genre once all is said and done. Never in my life would I do a fake Chinese accent to make fun of my waiter or use a racial slur. So I have no problem with this guy not getting the job. And again, it's not like he was going to be president and now we're losing out on something great. It's like he's just a guy. He's just one.
Fucking hell. Okay. Anthony Jeselnik. I love it, man. I love it. He's such a hater. Holy shit. He's just a guy. Like, which is kind of true, to be fair. Like, you know. But fucking hell.
One of those generic white guys they hire every year, never gets on the air, at the end of the year they're gone. So this is no loss. Just please do not think that I support him in any way.
Jeselnik went out of his way to trash Shane, and everything he said was objectively wrong. Shane didn't use a Chinese accent. He did a turn-of-the-century white guy voice, mocking the way they used to talk about Chinese people. But just like Nikki, Jeselnik came off like he was saying what he had to say. Virtue signaling to the woke mob of the moment. No spine, just posturing. Meanwhile, Shane once again took the high road. Instead of responding to a comedian who we now know isn't even close to his level, he let Gay Bill speak for him.
There's two comedians wrapped up in that. Anthony Jeselnik with those tweets and Michelle
Jeselnik, dude. He came at your neck, Shane. I know you don't care about Jeselnik.
No, I care.
Pencil neck. We call him Anthony Pencil neck. Oh, no. Jeselnik's so edgy and crazy. He just says whatever's on his mind. Oh.
Bro, he literally one of his quotes was, "I don't play devil's advocate. I am the devil."
Wow.
Whoa.
God.
Yo, that's an edgy boy. That's not comedy.
That's what happens when you're so crazy and you love making people uncomfortable.
That's all I got.
Give me that old time religion.
Oh, big up, Blood Clot Apologia Comedia always does great things. Check out Apologia Comedia. Their channel is down below. You can see it right there. That's a fucking video. Big up Apologia Comedia. Love what they do. Love what they do.